Hello everyone and welcome to Zeepkist Cup of the Day. For those of you who don't know how this works, we get 10 minutes to practice a map we have never seen before, after which there will be 2-minute elimination rounds where the slowest players get eliminated. This week, we have a map by IOI8, aka Fred. Purple Hills. So Fred, of course known for the awful Chipotle map series. I am going to just start by saying I am shocked that this was not called Chipotle of the Day. I was totally expecting that. This is definitely a strange map. Oh, a little bit more to the right there. Soap. One tiny patch of soap for the last cup in Soaptember. Ooh, okay. Oh my god. These finishes. I love that. It's the Cosmo rollover map from like 2 years ago. That thing at the end. Yeah, this trick. I like the line of finishes too. I'm not sure I'm as big a fan of it now that we have force field finishes, because you can then hit between the finish rings there. Although that's, I guess, part of the risk of going for the risky finishes. The lot of risky finishes that there are. I always kind of liked that though. I think the first map to do it that I know of was Map by Legume a long time ago. It was used for Showdown Season 0. Always thought it was kind of a neat idea. Like, as fast as you can get to a certain part of the track, the faster your finish will be. Oh, someone jumped a long way there. I'm not sure if that was faster or not. It's definitely going to set you up poorly for the soap patch. Soman is also today cosplaying as Evil Me. The guy currently in first place right now. Man, we have been close. The entire preparation round, or like that 30 minutes that the lobby's open, we have been like neck and neck this whole time. I feel like I'm trying even harder today to beat Red Lexer. Let's try this thing. You can jump that. Okay, and then hypothetically you do that and you actually angle yourself correctly. You can't go too low there. This start is difficult too because you have to land in a very specific spot. And these kinds of jumps are very hard to aim for that spot. That was not the worst. Yeah, it's not too bad to like ride the road border on the first jump. Ooh, kind of a harsh landing. Yeah, you just have to point yourself correctly on the soap. Let's see what my speed is. I was up a little bit at the previous checkpoint. I am down quite a lot, but my time is very good. I think that's all going away though. Yeah, you could hypothetically get the first finish ring. It feels like the second one is the first feasible one. I might be going for the second finish ring in 2-minute elimination rounds. Fortunately, I played that Cosmo map a lot because for some reason it made it onto the monthly playlists. So I know that rollover technique very well. Thank goodness, because that's saving me quite a lot of time at the end of this map. Okay, third finish ring that time. It was such a good run that that was still an improvement. High jump. Wah. Okay, that's not really feasible. I should probably do the cheese check that I usually do. I don't think there's anything. There's a checkpoint in the final tube. Yeah. Nothing special. Looks like a well-checked map. Ooh, that was still kind of a harsh landing. I think ideally you want to get that drop down as smooth as possible. Wow, I am up quite a lot here. Come on, get up there. Wow, that was a wild two-wheel thing that just happened. So it seems like Red Lexer is pretty fast at this track. I wonder if the Cup mod is going to change the name back like it did last week. Again, that is Zoman, as usual, playing as somebody else. So if I'm like very high on this drop down, right? Oh, no, because I still get a bounce there. There is like an ideal spot to land. It is somewheres in here. I think it's pretty close to where I landed. Right where most people are landing that we're seeing. There's a few incline changes on that hill. So you don't want to land where it's too flat because it's going to be a hard landing and you're going to lose speed. You also, it looks like you don't want to land too high on the hill either because you just kind of bounce a little bit. And that's bad because if you're bouncing, you're landing multiple times and losing multiple speeds. 132 was not good at the first checkpoint. I need to see first checkpoint speeds. I'm not concerned about the end, not too much at least. Mackie again joining with 2.5 minutes. So we have Quick Racer coming back to the lobby with like 4.5 minutes in the warm-up round, and then we have Mackie joining with 2.5 minutes in the warm-up round. And then they're probably going to be in the top 5 after like 2 rounds. Little jump there. You don't want to jump there. Same thing as I was saying about the other drop down. Landing is bad. Sub 43, which I already had. Sub 42 from Zoman. I fear Red Lexer may be winning this one. Imagine a lot of it has to be just how good you get this first jump. That was as bad as you could have possibly done it. Oh, there is Red Lexer in front of me, that cursed car. So down a little bit of speed. I know Zoman just restarted. I want to see what he's doing. Goes up pretty early. So then he comes down and well, presumably lands a little bit further to the right side of the road, which kinda then turns into the next corner. That was not a great example of it. But I think he's trying to get a little bit more of a right side landing. Again, not that far right, but trying to combine it with that downhill corner. So don't land straight ahead, but point it a little to the right. Okay, so Zoman, the only one in the 41s. It looks like his name did not change back, so it is just Evil Lexer this entire time. Some people with over 1 minute times, and I'm imagining round 1 is just going to be a bunch of DNFs, because this is not an easy track, especially not easy for getting consistent runs. Might as well reset. I don't think there's any reason not to. This is the hardest part of the track by far. Should be enough time to get 2 runs. Or maybe not necessarily the hardest part, but like the biggest speed loss is going to be right at the start. Might as well practice runs at representative speed. Well, the other big speed loss is here. I don't think I got back to this section since my previous run, but come up a little bit towards the top of the tube at the end of the outer tube turn so that you don't get airtime coming off of the outer tube. There we go. Nice and controlled. 4th place, as I always am. That was almost very nice, and then I got like a weird upward bounce, but what is my speed here? Pretty good, and then I had an awful rollover. Okay, and I've lost all of it. So let's just practice, because I need to practice. Mackie's already faster than me. There we go. That was a nice landing. That was what I was seeing in Zoman's runs at the end of the round. Landing kind of in the next corner, rather than landing straight on the road piece and then having to turn again. Small optimization, not sure how beneficial that's even going to be when you only have 2 minutes to put down times. But small things help. That's pretty close to PB pace. Round wins in the first round. They're 41.8. That is the record. And it is, surprisingly few DNFs, actually. I thought it was going to be like 10 plus. Only 7, though. Ah. Oh, that's way too far to the right. I should have time for 2 full runs still. I dislike this start. There's going to be so much resetting at the start, especially in the later rounds, so that you have good speed, since that matters throughout the entire run. Wow, there was a moment there where Quick Racer was the only person with the time. I don't know if maybe they just loaded in the fastest, or if like everyone else did resets at the very start. Okay, kind of slow. I think that was the 3rd finish ring. Still don't think I've gotten the 1st finish ring. Okay, super high jump. It's gonna be kind of a harsh landing. Sets me up bad for the first turn. But maybe it'll be okay. Try to be a little bit more aggressive on that jump, see if that maybe picks up some time. It's not bad. It's not far off of my PB. Hold on, this is a big rollover. I have a second chance. Nope. Wow, that finish is so far away if you don't get it. 3 more eliminations in this round. A 108 from Smolly getting eliminated. Couple really long times, probably from people who missed the risky like I just did on that attempt. Zoman does take world record back with 41.6 at the end of that round. So far, it looks like Zoman and Round the top 2. Tommy Gaming looked good in warm-ups. They took 3rd place in the last round. It's a super clean start. It makes that rollover a bit more difficult, though. Nice. Come up a little bit so that I don't get airtime. Good setup into the tube. Nice little oscillation there. Up quickly, and then... yeah. Did not want to greed and hit a finish ring. So, just take the 3rd finish instead of the 2nd there. Still a very good time, though. A little bit of a high jump, but still a solid start. Those checkpoint speeds are not very helpful because it's dependent on how high up the rollover you are, and that's stupid. This start is so tricky though, because this is like all of the speed for the entire run. So I don't think you can do something like this. So that's just a really harsh landing. Maybe I should try it again. I'd love to take a look at like a Zomin run also. Of course, Zomin only 5th in this round. 2 more DNFs, mid-50s being eliminated. So I feel okay on this map, mainly because I can do the risky fairly consistently. I've only messed it up once in the 10-minute warm-ups plus the first 3 rounds we've had. I need to see what other people do on that drop down. Gonna try to go into photo mode and spectate after this run. Or not. Maybe I should take a 2nd run. That sounds like a good idea. That's the exact thing I did not do in the last round because I wanted to get a time on the board. Oh, that sucked. There is time for one more reset. No need to take it. This is fine enough. Ooh, please don't bounce too much there. Okay, good. Oh, that scared me also. I hate not having a time on the board because it's like so scary to do the 2nd run. Okay, super conservative on the finish, but I got there. Whew. And Mackey's into the 41s. That didn't take long. Ronan did DNF. Oh, and Zaklord? Let's not do a round like that again. Let's try to just take the 1st run this time. And then I can actually spectate for once. That would be amazing. Really, really weird angle I took there. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay. Well, never mind the spectate thing. Not sure. I don't think I get 2 full runs here. Well, definitely don't now. Please don't bounce like that. Okay, I only get one chance at the risky, so again, let's be very conservative with it. Okay, good. Okay, so Red Lexer jumps a little lower than I was, but pretty much the same thing. Somebody, I think, tried to, like, fall off of the edge very early. Let's see, Northwind, Alex. Yeah, they're kind of jumping off of the right side of this. And Mackie's also watching it. Lexer is so red, takes first place again for the new world record. Everybody finished that round. I'm surprised at the rate people are finishing, actually. Even I'm struggling, as you guys have seen. Let's just take Rens. Let's see what the speed is up here. It should be a good time split. Yeah, and a slightly lower speed split. I think that's pretty good though, so that's probably the best I can do with that drop down. And again, I'm going to be conservative. Finish number 2 on the right side is my risky fin, and finish number 3 is my safe fin, is what I kind of ended up doing here. None of the other ones exist. Very clean start. Yeah, good time split, bad speed split. I think that's kind of the expected when you're doing the jump that I'm doing now. A little bit of a weave to get into the third finish ring. Let's see how other people are doing up here. Finster gets into the second finish. Quick Racer, oops, does not. Gilgirl looked like got close to the first finish. So did Northwind. Zoman, Evil Lexer, getting very close to the first as well, hitting the second finish. Yep, and some others not quite getting up the ramp. I think that was Chin Pokemon who did get eliminated by DNF. I seem to have Castro cursed when I said there aren't many DNFs, because that was a full round of DNFs that time, in the round of 29. Tommy Gaming wants to be in the 41 group. Tommy's doing very good here. I don't know what their cup personal best is. They're definitely... seems like they're even pretty consistent at the top of the leaderboard. Not to the level that Zomin or Mackie is. Definitely competing at the top. Might be a name to watch out for those who like rooting for new Cup of the Day winners. Man, yeah, just struggling to get up in time for that second finish. It looks like most people, or not most people, but Zomin and a few others, it seems like the line they're taking is more like the first finish ring is the risky finish and the second is their safe finish. So I'm just going further than them, is what that means. 41.5 is such a strong time. 41.6 also from Mackie. Okay, managed to swing it up into the second finish ring that time. Everybody did get a finish in this round. Looks like no last second snipes. St. Nick, Knox, Northwind, Gilghoul out. 348s and then a 45. And then everyone else was 44 or better. Probably a sign of the inconsistencies, I guess. Not a surprise. I think everybody's inconsistent on this map. There's maybe 3 or 4 people at the top that are fairly consistent with their times. Okay, I don't know what happened on my... Ow! I don't know what happened on my personal best run, but that was +3 speed on my personal best at 137 at checkpoint 2. And I know 138 was my PB speed earlier, which means I had a really bad start on my PB. Actually, was the last round? Was that 42.8 my time in the last round? Might have been. I think it was like an 8-1 something before, so it was a tiny improvement and it's messed up all my splits now. Well, looks like this should be a new PB then. Oh, easy. 42.2, huge PB. It's the difference a really clean start can get you, and then I did not get a clean start that time. Quite a lot of people without a time as the timer ticks down, including Zoman. And there is Zoman with the 41.79. Ooh, that felt good. Should have time to get to this next checkpoint. It's down speed. How down was I at the previous checkpoint, though? Might have to start trying something like that. Yeah, and this time it's a random 54 that gets eliminated. The times are all over the place. Not sure what to expect at any given round. Round of 17 will be the final round with 4 eliminations, then we drop down to 2. Looks like Zoman Maki round probably the 3 that I would predict to win. Actually, optimizing a run on this track, though, is so finicky that I could see anybody winning or anybody messing up. Yeah, okay, this is kind of terrible, but let's take this run. What is 4 eliminations? 17 players and 4 eliminations is kind of rough. Oh, I got the second finish, though. That should be fine. I think it's... Oh, well, I don't know. I think it's 44s still getting eliminated, but it might be into the 43s. That is a 43-2. So, a higher end of the 43s. The faster end, I should say. Ah, a little bit more arms up, that would have been brilliant. Nice, this feels like a good run. Yeah, it's not PB pace because my new PB is just cracked, but still a very good run. Oh man, I don't know how people are hitting that first finish, or if people are hitting that first finish. Not gonna be too many coming in at the end here. Tommy actually likes this map, is what he said. I mean, makes sense. He's been like top 5 in most of the rounds. Results-based analysis, which I'm, incredibly guilty of myself. Oh, okay, come on. Kind of awkward. Okay, turned players on, hoping any of them would have loaded in front of me, but I guess not. Just gonna get Mackie passing me. And then I got a really bad landing coming out of the tube. Didn't lose too much speed, it was just a big sound. Oh, I got so close. Oh, Mackie hit the second. Actually still got the finish on the second finish ring. How's that for a change? I'm the one watching Mackie doing dumb things. It's usually the other way around. Okay, following Mackie's line though, I actually got closer to that first finish than I had ever before. Oh, very deep into the tube. I don't like that. That's going to be a little bit of a jump coming out of it. Okay, that time it did actually slow me down. Oh! Okay. So yeah, if you do go up very early though, you might be in a good spot. Oh, Round has DNF'd, unless he's onto something here. Nope. Round has DNF'd. Looks like Sandals was the other one. Did get a time at the last second. Rad has sniped a couple times in the past. Not gonna get the risky though, so close. So Rad and Round eliminated. 12th and 13th. Electrovault keeps being the last person not eliminated. Hanging on by a thread. So Round was one of them that I said could be on for a win here. So that goes down to just Zoman and Mackie. Yep. Cool. Uh-oh. Not cool. Man, I really wanted that, because I wanted to see the split with that. See what my speed was at the next checkpoint. Okay, I'm only gonna get one run now. What is happening? Only 2 eliminations, but I feel like we're at the point where I can't just take some mediocre run. And that basically means I need a good start. Good enough. I'll take it. Actually pretty close to my PB, somehow. Looks like Quick Racer still jumps pretty high. Ooh, that is not great speed. Of course, this is compared to 43.2. Yeah, so I'm still on pretty good pace. 42.2, I mean. Yeah, 42.7. That will do it. Two-Face and Electrovault in the drop zone. I do not see either of them coming to the finish. Just Zoman trying to work his way up. I didn't realize Two-Face was still in, actually. Good job, Two-Face, getting the top 10. Good job, Electrovault, as well. I'm not sure. I think that might be a personal best. Now into the top 10. I think there's 6 previous Cup of the Day winners in the top 9. It's kind of hard to tell as I'm side-eyeing the leaderboard. Tommy Gaming, Sad Doge, and Alex are the non-cup winners. Why am I down 7 speed? My time split's actually good. It's like a PB time split, and then my speed split just sucks. Okay, 3rd finish, I guess. Alright. 43-3 is probably not safe anymore. I think everybody left is pretty good. Oh, that was a great start, though. Come on, PB. A little bit more air than I would have liked. Okay, not sure what that's gonna do. Agix does just, like, full jump that, which I think I like in theory, but I've yet to see it pay out for me whenever I've tried. Again, I'm just down a ton of speed. I must be, like, entering that next section really poorly. Couldn't quite get the traction for the first finish. Ooh, and that's tight. Oh, Sad Doge has left the game. So it's just Sandals I have to worry about. Not sure what happened to Sad Doge. Must have just DNF'd. Oh, Sandals! Ah, oh, Sandals does. He was struggling with traction, but he did get it. Darn. Man, 42-6. Wow. So the same thing happened last week, by the way. Look at the elimination times. I'm pointing, but you guys can't see that. Look at the elimination times. It was a 43-3 in the last round. A 43-3 and a 44.1. And this round with a 42.6, I get knocked out. Same thing happened last week. It was like a full second just out of nowhere coming off of the elimination times. Impressive stuff from the top 7 who are still in. Yeah, so Agix just fully jumps that, and I don't see anybody else doing it. I'm guessing Quick Racer and Mackie are going to have more speed. Yes, Agix has 0 now because he crashed. Oh, Mackie very low on the outer tube. Got a little bit of air. Looks like Quick Racer might be gaining on him slightly because of that, but the rest of Mackie's run was pretty clean. Both of them hit the second finish. Both of them low 42s. I want to watch this jump more, but it looks like most of the players have just gone past that part. Alex tried a very early roll-off. Again, most people hitting the second finish ring, it looks like. And nobody's coming out of the tube, I guess. Last chance for resets. I'm not surprised to see everybody right at the beginning here, because like I said, landing this first hill is the most important part of the track by far. So you see, oh, Agix 07 already. So Agix has DNF'd. There's still 3 DNFs. Only 2 people should get eliminated. Tommy Gaming, one of them in the elimination zone currently with the DNF. Alex, the other. Both of them coming through this section of track now. Mackie and Quick Racer coming in for another time. Oh, Tommy corkscrews twice. Ooh, that's kind of nice. Ooh, okay. A little bit of a struggle to get traction. It's going to be Tommy or Alex now. Ooh, that was a bad landing from Alex. Oh, and he didn't even get to the finish in time. So double DNF, Agix and Guralexatar. And now we go top 5, Sandals, Mackie, Zoman. Hard to read when he's all these different names, including my own. Quick Racer and Tommy Gaming. Tommy, the last of the non-Cup of the Day winners. Mackie with 29 Cup of the Day wins. And again, it's just him and Quick Racer on their first runs. If Mackie wins today, he would tie Kerncobb at the top, retie him at the top with 30 Cup of the Day wins. And then it's a big drop back to Zoman. Mackie just put in a very solid time with that 0.7. Zoman pretty it also gets a 0.7. Looked pretty conservative going for that second finish. Just slow and steady, I guess. 0.5 is the world record still. Followed by Mackie's 0.6. Those were both put down quite a long time ago. And then the next 2 are Round and Agix, who are out. Tommy Gaming doing this corkscrew, I like it. It probably saves speed. My only question mark is... oh, and Tommy's out. Tommy reset too late. He missed the risky. Tried to reset, but he's not going to be able to put down a run anymore. Where's this AFK go? Sandals with 2 cup of the day, or Sandals with 3 cup of the day wins also. I did not mention that earlier because I got confused. Just like keep spiraling up this like a giant tiered cake. Oh, and it's parking at the end. Nice. So after 3 DNFs in a row, and then me, I guess everybody after me decided to just stop finishing the map. That's cool. So it becomes Zoman, Mackie, Sandals, and Quick Racer. Zoman with the red version of my car. Quick Racer hits the wall on the right. Sandals, I think, too far to the left, and it is only Mackie continuing on their first run. Again, resets from Zoman and Sandals. Quick Racer continues. This time, Quick Racer should have time for 2 full runs. Should he complete this one? Mackie moving ahead. And I'm expecting he does the line kind of like I do. Yep, pretty standard through there. Wow, very early. Not quite able to hit the first. That was a 41.7. If he had actually gotten the traction to hit that first finish, that might have been record. Sandals with a bit of a hop there is not great. He's going to lose a little bit of speed for that. Quick Racer only with a 42.7 though. A very beatable time. Sandals pretty conservatively takes the second finish. So does Zoman. Both of them with pretty good times. 41.8 from Zoman. 42.2 from Sandals. 41.9 is the personal best for both Quick Racer and Sandals. Both of them on another run here. Both of them do have time to put in another run, as does Zoman. Mackie will be coming to the finish first, not able to get the first finish again. His time is probably safe, but we do have all 3 on improvements behind them, or potential improvements. Coming to the finish here in the final 20 seconds. Quick Racer struggling to get up the hill. A Quick Racer is out. 42.233 is just not enough. Sandals possibly coming in. Oh man, Sandals going for the first finish ring. Almost got it. Zoman improves to a 41.773 as well, just behind Mackie. So it is Mackie with 29 Cup of the Day wins, Zoman with 18, and Sandals with 3 going into the podium positions. 41's probably necessary, possibly even good 41's. I would say from Sandals' perspective, he's probably got to do a personal best in this round if he wants to make it into the finals. Big jump at the start's not going to help. Mackie also resets. Zoman goes on with their first run. Interesting that Agix was the only one doing that big jump. And Agix is still 4th on the GTR leaderboard. Seems like everybody else is doing basically the same thing, driving down the right side of the road and then rolling off. I suspect Agix might lose a little bit more speed taking a bigger jump, but it is a lot more of a direct line. Zoman 41.7, Mackie coming into the finish next. Not gonna risk it. Wow, 41.754, just 4 thousandths separating the top 2. Sandals knows he needs a personal best, knows that's not it based on the final checkpoint split, is going to reset. Sandals has a PB of a 41.9. Mackie and Zoman have somehow found consistency on such a strange map. I am very curious going into the finals how much they want to risk it for that first finish. That very first finish ring on the right. If you go up too fast and don't quite get it, you might crash into the finish ring and not finish at all. Sandals, he needs this to be the run. Not sure what the expected speeds are. He is getting that airtime there. That was not too bad. He might get away with that. Is it good enough to beat Zoman and Mackie? has to take the second finish, 41.8. It is a personal best of a 10.5 from Sandals, but it is not enough. Zoman and Mackie, their time's just too good. Going into the finals now, a reminder of the personal bests here. 0.5 from Zoman and 0.6 from Mackie. Both of them in red cars today. Mackie with a green name though. Each taking different aspects of my look. Both of them taking their first runs, and Mackie pulls ahead, possibly because of the line difference. Zoman comes down very early into that quarter pipe after that first rollover. Mackie is ahead. Zoman seems to have more speed though. I think Mackie got a bad transition into that outer tube, and Zoman now overtakes Mackie on track. Zoman is flying. And here they both come to the finish. How much is Mackie going to risk it to try to get this perfect time? Neither of them take the first finish. And you know what? It's mid times from both of them. Low 42s. As we could probably have expected by the fact that they were passing each other back and forth on track. Not the greatest times, but Zoman currently in a better position, being the one in front. I highly doubt a low 42 is what we're going to see win the competition though. Final runs. Zoman, the clean start. Looks fast around the beginning. Mackie coming around behind. I do not know exactly what the speeds are. Hitting the bottom here, 197, but it's kind of a strange corner to track. Good outer tube, 130 at the checkpoint. Little bit of airtime there. He's going to lose some speed, and it's 132 at the checkpoint from Mackie. Zoman, will he risk it all? Tries to pull it to the right. Does improve. 41.852. Mackie coming to the finish now. Almost hits the first finish and does snipe Zoman though with a 41.76. Just Mackie gets his 30th Cup of the Day win, tying Kern Cobb at the top. Zoman adds to his ever-growing tally of second place finishes. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see all the stats and results yourself, I always post the link to my spreadsheet in the description below. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye!